Welcome back. Author Carol K. Murray in studio with me right now. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, Lynn.
Well, thanks for being here. An amazing book you've written all these years. What made you write this book, Carol? Tell us the story.
I wrote it as a tribute to a remarkable man. That's my ex-husband, Mark, and a legacy for our children. They have their parents' love story, and it was really therapeutic at the same time.
Now, Mark, you and Mark are no longer together.
No.
Not for what would one could assume would be the sort of typical reason.
Yes.
What happened to your relationship?
Well, after 18 years of marriage, we had been together since high school, had two wonderful boys, and I sat him down one day and said, "What's going on?" And he found the courage to tell me he was gay.
And what was your reaction?
I think at the time I really my heart went out to him because I knew that that was a really difficult thing for him to do because he didn't know how I'd react. Would I run away, take the kids? But we journeyed through this together and have remained best friends. It's quite remarkable.
Now, you sat him down and asked him what was going on. So what brought you to that point where you thought, there's something we need to talk about?
We had been celibate for 10 years. And I know people will say, oh my goodness, how could that possibly have happened? We always based our relationship on love and trust, communication, friendship, fun, and lots of affection. So that part of it, when you're a teenager and you meet someone, you get married, you don't really appreciate that part of a relationship. But I realized as time went on that that wasn't normal.
Mm-hmm. And what was the reason, do you think, that Mark didn't come to you before that and yet had the courage to tell you when you asked him?
I think it took him a number of years to come to terms with it. I think it was something that he probably always knew, but just needed to really get a grip on it himself. And when he did, I think he wanted to tell me long before I called him on it. And it was just that day.
What about the boys? Where do you go from finding out now that your husband is coming out of the closet saying he's gay? What does that do to your relationship? And how do you tell your sons?
We waited a year.
Wow.
Everything was normal because everything was normal. We weren't intimate, so our friendship, our relationship was all the same. We decided at 6 months into this first year that we would have an open marriage, which was very difficult. And again, just didn't know how to bring it up with the kids. It wasn't until Mark realized after 1 year that he needed to move out. He needed to let me go and find a complete relationship. And we sat the boys down, and they were 10 and 13. And at 13, Cameron burst out into tears. He realized what that meant. But at 10, Curtis didn't really hear, he didn't know the ramifications. He actually came a couple of weeks later and said, when you and Dad said we were having a family meeting, I thought you were going to tell us we were getting a puppy.
Oh.
Broke my heart.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
So how are the boys doing?
They're fantastic. They have an amazing relationship with their dad. They don't care their dad's gay. They care that he's their dad.
Right. As it should be.
Yeah.
And what about you? How long ago was this, and what have you done since then?
It was about 13 years ago, and both Mark and I have found love again. I went through a lot of ups and downs. Wow, 1999, probably the year from hell. But we've just remained intact. We have just journeyed this thing together, and it's just remarkable. And I really want to inspire other people to just be who they need to be and know that they can do it too.
What do you hope people get from reading your book?
That being gay isn't a choice, but how you move forward from that is. And you can choose family unity, you can choose to be positive and make it the best it can possibly be from a potentially devastating situation.
It's a very honest book. You
Yes.
bear a lot of your soul, very honest about your emotions and some tantrums. It's
Poor Mark.
You're pretty much you in this book.
Yes.
Was that scary for you, putting it to page like that?
It was. it was really scary. I almost didn't finish it. My partner really encouraged me to finish the book, and I hired an editor who was absolutely incredible, and we put it together, and I want to share it with as many people as I possibly can, which is why I want to be here and go to Ellen.
All right, well, we want to support you all the way. Carol
Thank
K.
you.
Murray, thanks for coming in all these years. If you want to pick it up at all the major bookstores, is it?
My website right now, alltheseyears.ca, and or they can email me.
Okay, great. Carol, thanks so much. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much,
What a
Lynn.
journey.
Thank
Thanks
you. I
for being
appreciate the
brave enough
opportunity.
to write about it.
Thank you very much.
Great. All right, let's check in with